Well, good day, everyone, and welcome to the Tech Chit Chat Show. If you're new here, my name is Ken. You can find me on Northern Viking every day and Northern Viking Explorer on YouTube. I'm here with my co-host Steven. You can find him at 8-Bit Warrior on Twitter and Steven Loney on YouTube. Hello, Mr. Steven. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Ken, thank you.
Good,
Good to
good,
be
good.
back.
Yeah, it is good to be back. Now, if you've watched us before, you might be saying, hey, what's up with the new backgrounds and stuff here? We did switch streaming platforms in preparation for our 100 subscribers so we can go high definition. So we are still in 720p, but we switched platforms. It looks a little bit different today if you're watching, not listening on the podcast. Yeah, so we do have some fun stuff we're going to be chatting about today. We're going to be chatting about some YouTube stuff. So there's a couple of different things there, podcasting and 1080p premium. We're also going to be talking about Xbox and some of the agreements they're working on, as well as we will talk about Windows 11 and RGB, as well as Honeypot, Valve using a Honeypot to catch cheaters. So we've got a few fun things we're going to be chatting about today. And if you're listening down the road or watching down the road, you can find the timestamps in the description below. Well, good day, Steven. You have your coffee?
Good day. Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
I got the cup with the
it's not focusing on my cup.
The fish. It's not I don't even like fishing, but I drink this just to kind of emotionally make myself grow. So
yeah. It's funny. I was down actually at your house last weekend, so we got to spend some time together and talk about tech. We haven't streamed in a little bit, so it's nice to be back up and running. For all of you who don't know, Steven and I like to talk about tech, and we usually do that by going for coffee, and we thought we would bring that to you guys today. And so if you want to join in the chat, I see lots of people joining in the chat already. We appreciate it. So welcome, Yoshi. Thanks for joining us today. We've got Thomas out there.
Hey, Thomas, that's cool.
We've got Ducky. Welcome, Ducky. Thank you for joining us today. Yeah, so thank you all for joining us there. So yeah, if we do have any hiccups with this software, we will. You'll have to excuse us. So hopefully it works out okay. Should we dive right into it there, Steven?
Sure, let's go. Let's go into our first article.
All right, let me pull this up here if I can find it. So our first article, we're going to be chatting about podcasts coming to YouTube Music. I know you and I, Steven, have been talking about this for a little while, actually. Yeah. And so apparently, let me pull up the article here and we'll make it easier that way. So this gentleman, he's the lead, his name's Kai Chuck, and he's the YouTube podcasting head. And apparently they've come out to say that soon you will be able to access podcasts in YouTube Music. They're looking for ways to support RSS feeds so other podcasts can be go right into there, as well as ways for creators for shows like this to go directly to podcasts through YouTube as well. So we're excited about this from our end of things. Yeah. So what your thoughts on this, Steven? I know, like I said, we've been chatting about this for a while.
Well, yeah, this is very relevant for us. Of course, this is a video podcast. So we've been kind of waiting on this for quite a while, hoping that this would come because thoughts being that it could help fit people trying to focus on podcasting, and it might just help people more clarify. Like, we've had a bit of a struggle trying to let people know that when they're looking up our videos, that we are a podcast.
Yeah.
If you come for us for just something that's not a podcast. Yeah. So we even how we've been marketing our thumbnails and stuff, trying to be more clear. When you click on us, that's what you're getting. So it'd be nice to have even more distinction, just have that audience that already knows what they're getting into. So in that sense, it just seems like a good thing. How about yourself?
No.
Your thoughts on?
Yeah, I think it's good. I do agree with what you said there. In our thumbnails and things, we try to put a little coffee cup and a little podcasting logo so people understand that we're a video podcast and an audio podcast. versus, so come grab a coffee, sit down, listen to us chat, and join into the conversation. So it is a nice feature if that's going to be rolled out within YouTube. And it's unclear at this point, though. So right now we use a podcasting platform and it uploads it to all the different podcasting platforms. So it's unclear whether I don't know yet whether we're going to have to switch away from that company. Maybe YouTube will do it all and feed it out to the other companies for us. So right now we upload it to a software and it goes out to Spotify, Apple, Google, everyone that way. But potentially Google will do that for us. So it'll put it out. So it'll be interesting to see if that changes over time, for sure. I'm excited about this. I think it's a cool thing. The other thing it does mention is if you're watching in a video format like this, you'll be able to just seamlessly switch to audio on the go.
Right.
And it's supposed to also be free for podcasting and YouTube Music with ad supported, unless you have the YouTube kind of premium service. So
right, because one of the things with YouTube is you can't suspend your phone, turn off the screen, and keep listening. So apparently this side of things will allow you to continue to seamlessly continue it, turn off your screen, and keep listening. That seems like a thing.
Yeah.
Because you can already do that with Spotify and stuff. Listen to podcasts. And
no, for sure.
So
for sure. I'm just kind of laughing at the comments here. Thomas is supposed to be in school, and then Yoshi's teasing him here. Hi, Thomas, at school.
Apparently, Thomas is in food class.
Is in food class. So
don't give people food poisoning, Thomas. Pay attention.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny. Anyway, yeah. So it definitely is something quite interesting that's hopefully coming soon. I think it's going to roll out in the US first, and then to other countries following that. So
yeah, and to others out there, just this comment if this affects you, what you think about it. Is this relevant and useful? Does it? Thoughts on that would be.
Yeah. I'm making pretzels. There's a 30-minute intermission.
I'm nice. Making pretzels.
So do you listen to podcasts, Stephen?
I listen to one, maybe two.
Okay.
It's on YouTube.
You listen to them on YouTube. Okay. I listen to a fair bit of podcasts, and my go-to platform is Google Podcasts. I'm curious if you're watching and you listen to podcasts, where you listen to them from, because I know a lot of people do Apple or Spotify or Amazon podcasts. So I'm just curious where most people listen to their podcasts from. I just find Google seamless for what I do.
And I want to know, what's the preference out there? Like audio only? Do you just want to listen, or do you prefer video? What's the preference? Of course, we do video here. That's kind of our primary. But do more people just prefer audio? Do you listen to it while you're walking on your car or something you can't watch?
Or do you listen to us when you're trying to go to sleep, so that we're so boring that we just...
Yeah, there's that too.
We
should sell that. Yeah.
Come listen to the Tech ChitChat show, guaranteed to put you to sleep.
or your money back.
Or your money back. So, we forgot to mention, we kind of mentioned it. What happens at 100 subscribers, Stephen? On YouTube?
At 100 subscribers, we are looking to upgrade our lowly 720p feed to you guys to a full high definition 1080p. So we already have stuff in the works. We've changed, as Ken mentioned, we've changed our streaming platform. So we're kind of almost ready to go. We're just waiting on you guys. We should reach 100 subscribers. We're looking to click that switch on full 1080p. So if you'd like to help us get there, subscribe to us here on YouTube.
Yeah. 6 more subscribers. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We need 6
more
subscribers.
Subs. So. Let's go.
All right, let's jump over to our next topic. This has to do with YouTube as well. I saw this article, I think yesterday or maybe the day before. So YouTube is testing out a 1080p premium option for subscribers. I saw this, I'm like, what? We already get 1080p. What's 1080p premium? What would that be? And what it is actually a higher bit rate 1080p. So it would be for a premium service for premium subscribers. So you do have to pay for this service. But the way they described it, let me see if I can find this here. is in the article. Where was it?
No.
So a higher bit rate, a premium option that runs around 13 megabits per second versus the standard 8 megabits per second.
Right. Now that would be going up from like 1 megabyte per second to like 1.6 megabytes per second or something like that. So it would increase quality by like, get with that 50% increase in like overall bit rate performance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for people who don't know, it might be like, well, what does this do? Well, when there's especially like more movement on screen. So like for our podcasting video, we have pretty low need for bit rate. A lot of the stuff is not moving in the background. So that would be fine. But when you have a lot of stuff moving, a lot like higher action scenes and stuff, it makes a difference for bit rate. It's able to update the information more accurately, more quickly. And it's just a better quality overall. So I actually like this because a lot of people are going to be watching on 1080p screen still. There's no need to go. So technically, you could just watch the 1440p stream and have it downscaled to your monitor if you do that. But it's kind of nice having the option just to have a quality 1080p stream because a lot of people are still on 1080p monitors. So I think that's cool.
Yeah, no, I think it's cool. I think it's a cool feature for sure. Yoshi brings up an interesting point as well. This is a kind of another YouTube topic that Susan, I forget her last name, the CEO of YouTube, is stepping down. I don't know if it's happened already or she's announced that she's going to be stepping down. So there could be some new direction even coming at YouTube as well.
True. So, I'm actually not familiar with her, so that's the first time apparently I'm out of the loop of.
So yeah, I heard that last week. I saw something about Mr. Beast saying, "Hey, can I run it?" So, well, we'll see what happens there. Stephen, I sent you a quick note there. I think you're stuttering your voice, and I'm wondering if it's your RTX voice.
Oh, it could be.
So
sure.
I don't know.
I'll turn that off.
Yeah.
See if that helps.
I think that's a little bit better from my end anyway. Yeah, so let's keep going here. All these new fin-angled features that we're running.
Yeah. This is we don't usually stream on Fridays, so there's some background noise from me today that it's not a normal day, so usually I try to have a quieter day to stream on. So if there's any background noise, forgive me. So.
Yeah, no problem. I'm not hearing anything now, but if you're if it loads up again, maybe then you can turn it back on.
Sounds good.
Awesome. All right, let's talk about Valve. Wow.
Yeah.
Do you want to take the lead on this one?
Sure. So, yeah. So the article says Valve uses Honeypot to catch and permanently ban 40,000 cheaters in Dota. So Dota is I often forget what the type of game Dota is. Not a strategy game. Guys in the comments, remind me of what it's called. But Dota is like you're controlling like your hero. It's an online game where you control your heroes and they have to take points and stuff. Yeah, MOBA. Thanks, Thomas. Yeah, it's a MOBA style game online. You control your hero, take points and stuff like that. So this is a online game made by Valve, and they have used what's called a honeypot to find players who are using exploits that access information in the game that you're not supposed to actually be able to access. That could be like, yeah, as we were talking earlier, it could have been like player locations or something spawning in the special items are spawning in areas. Like that's data that would not be accessible from what's intended for the game, but are able to access secretly. Yeah. So what the honeypot is, it's like an intentional virtual trap that they set up this data that's purposely like exposed, that's hidden, but still accessible. But they wait for software to exploit that honeypot, and they can detect that it was used, and then they can flag the player as using the exploit, and it gives them a high confidence. It's like rigging the. Here, let me turn. I have stuff going back on. Now,
yeah, turn your RTX voice back on.
My RTX is back. It's back on now. So, So the honeypot, it's like putting a security camera on a cookie jar, and you're waiting for someone to put their hand in that they took the cookie, right?
Yeah.
So this is pretty cool. So, and they have decided to everyone who used that honeypot, they're banned. They're out.
40,000 cheaters. Interesting. I was surprised it was that high. So, are they fully banned from Valve or from using Steam?
It's a good question. I'm not
or just from the game.
Sure. It seems to me, yeah, that one I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know what their. Seems at least it's the game. They're not allowed back.
Yeah.
And it says that they made this public because they want it to be known that if you use these exploits, you'll get banned.
Yeah.
Including people who play this game in tournaments and stuff. They will not be allowed in the tournaments. You will not, like, you're out.
Yeah.
Don't think you can be cute with cheats. They're gonna ban you. They don't want that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's good they're doing this. I think it's really interesting how they're. You would know more about this, but you basically set a trap. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
Come take this information, and we know it's you, and then they ban you. So, but you're right. It could be anything from like different hidden things in the game to locations or spawn points or whatever, and it definitely is.
This has been a serious problem, especially for competitive gaming. Like, we've played PUBG in the past, like online. Did you play that? Anyway, the massive online games.
Okay, yeah.
Just even some people have been able to intercept data, I think, from servers, and they can just know where players are at. They can ping, and that gives an advantage. Information. So yeah, what's Thomas saying?
He's saying for a game like Dota 2 that has over 500,000 people online right now, he's saying that's a lot of people, and I would agree. Yeah. Like, that's a big group for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Thomas also mentions Fall Guys. Yeah, are they gonna set a honeypot trap for Fall Guys? What advantage would you get? It's like, I know where the players are. It's not gonna help me. Like,
yeah, no, for sure.
Competitive Fall Guys scene.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's jump over to our next topic. Unless you have more you want to say on that.
I think it's enough for now. I think that's
all right.
Good. So don't put your hand in the honeypot. Don't cheat.
Yes. All righty. Xbox signs a 10-year deal to bring games to Nvidia GeForce Now. So the online streaming,
right?
Which is kind of interesting. I guess when I saw this, it's like, I'll bring up the article, but it's pretty big news. Like, that's a pretty big deal that they're doing this. I mean, especially since first of all, how many people are using GeForce Now, like the streaming part?
Right.
It's definitely an interesting thing because, I mean, streaming is becoming bigger for gaming. And then yet we saw companies like this, or like Google Stadia, shutting down and whatnot.
Right.
Right. So, I mean, this will include, if the deal goes through, games like Call of Duty and all sorts of other games that will be available on Nvidia, or on this Nvidia GeForce Now streaming service. Tons of different games. So it's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. It's interesting how, like, GeForce Now came out. If I'm correct, I never used it, but it seems like at the start they're like, yeah, will you have a Steam game on there? We'll stream anything. But there was pushback from developers after the fact. We're like, no, we don't want you streaming our stuff. It's been kind of this weird kind of area where Nvidia after the fact has had to kind of like make deals with people to stream stuff, where at the start they were just doing it. It was kind of a new area. Like, do you have to get licensing to stream someone's game? Like, they own it, and you're just relaying their game data to them from their computers. It's been a really weird, kind of a weird thing. It's kind of weird. Now, you're saying that we've had, like, apparently GeForce Now apparently it does work pretty well. I think it's like
Yeah.
a really strong contender.
Well, that's what Thomas is saying. From what he believes, it's the best for gameplay streaming. So,
Right.
I think it's probably the biggest one. I shouldn't say that. I don't know for sure, but I think it's the one I hear about most for sure. We'll put it that way. So yeah, it's definitely pretty big news. I mean, this comes on the heels of, this article talks about this as well. Recently, Xbox or Microsoft announcing a deal with Nintendo to bring games to Nintendo, including Call of Duty, a 10-year deal.
Right.
Which is pretty big. I know with the whole PlayStation fighting thing, I think they're trying to prove to the forces that be that they can play fair by bringing it to Nintendo. And I don't know if PlayStation's all that happy about it, but
right. Now, there was something in the article about these, it's a bit of a side topic, but these big companies, and they're having to prove that one company's business and dealings won't hurt the profits of another company. Since when does your business decision have to not hurt the profits of another company? That is so weird to me.
It is weird. I think that has to do with the whole Microsoft buying Activision deal that's going through the I guess the courts or whatever.
But locally, we've had grocery stores that put other smaller grocery stores out of business.
It definitely is true.
Does it only matter when you have billions of dollars? Like,
yeah,
it's the whole side thing. But I'm like, why are they going to the government and complaining when little mom and pop shop gets put out of business all the time? When at what point? So it wasn't the point of this article. But I'm like, wow, why is nobody care? Why? Anyways, it baffles me that you have to prove that you won't hurt the profits of another big corporation. Like, that's kind of your goal, is to like take part of the market.
Yeah.
I'm confused from this article. Yeah. I'm confused. So a 10-year deal, if companies work together, okay, cool. But I'm a little intrigued overall. I'm left.
Well, I think Microsoft will make money with a deal with Nintendo. Like,
yeah,
it just puts the money in their pockets. If that's, I mean, I can imagine they're not. If you're going to play Call of Duty on a Switch, Microsoft wants money from that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this all unfolds. But yeah, they're making news in that area anyway. Yeah. Alrighty, let's jump over to this next one. This is more computer-based. It is Windows 11 will soon let you control RGB accessories natively. This one actually makes me quite happy.
Yeah,
I find RGB software super annoying. And the fact that sometimes you have to have multiple different pieces of software to control all the lighting in your system. And even if they work together, sometimes it wants you to have both of them installed, even though the one software can control it. For example, my RAM is Corsair and my motherboard is MSI, but it still wanted me to install the Corsair software before the MSI software would pick up my RAM. So I had to have the Corsair software installed for the MSI software to control the RAM.
Right.
And then I have Intel Arc software, and I have all these different softwares for RGB. And yeah, it's nice if it'll just be controlled natively in Windows. So this is coming down the road. I believe it's it makes its appearance in build 25295. So I think it's just in testing right now or in beta. So you should, if this is something that appeals to you, it should be coming down the road. And it'll allow you to, of course, basically you can do all the basics with it. your coloring, your different, I guess, all the modes. I don't know. What are they called? Flashing or whatever.
If I'm understanding correctly, though, it will handle at least the basic needs. I don't know that it will cover every feature. So like if you're whatever custom software from MSI or something, you might have like certain strobe effects and things, like maybe not everything will translate over. But it seems that at least it will try to cover the basics, which might be what the most people just care about.
Honestly, like I have RGB in a couple of my systems here, but I usually just put it on blue and green or whatever and just like leave it. I don't like it flashing. I just
you don't like it flashing. You don't want it flashing at you all the time.
No, I just leave it steady and that's
you don't want some like quick flash blinking going on. Please.
No, I can already do that with my lighting in the background and give you a seizure if I want.
No thanks.
So I think this is pretty cool. I'm surprised it's actually taken this long for one kind of universal. I think there is an open source piece of software that does it, but I didn't want to download it because I didn't know enough about it. I'm not sure if it's open source or if it's sketchy source or whatever, but
that's the problem.
Yeah. So knowing that this would be
being mined in the computer.
Yeah. So knowing that this is coming from Windows,
But what you discussed before is that like it may seem like a simple thing, but it may have been wise for Windows to like Microsoft to wait to see how hardware companies
evolves,
how they're using it, where are they putting into the boards, what are they doing, kind of waiting for it to be like, okay, here's the trend, here's what's normal, now we'll consolidate it and that will actually work with that.
Well, and it's not just that, it's like some RGB is just RGB, then there's ARGB, and then you've got things like the Intel Arc GPU that plug into your USB port on your motherboard. So it's not just that simple. You've got different, let's call them technologies. So I think
where are they plugging them all in? Like it's what's the interface?
So and then some of them are ARGB or just single colored RGB or whatever, and different patterns and things. So it's it's nice if it would all just be in one area for sure.
What I kind of miss is like early 2000s PC building, around the time like kind of Half-Life 2 originally came out, and like my older brother Daniel would have like the red tube that he would like, I guess he would put into like a USB header or something. It was no strobing, it was just a light, just a red light bar. You would like tape it onto like the bottom of the side of your case and have like this red glow. Just the beginning of like clear side through panels and like stuff in your computer. And you may have even like used that case up until more recently, like pulled that old tube out. But we've come a long way. It's taken, but it's from like the early 2000s that I kind of started, and we're just now getting to a point of it.
The thing with RGB is you're almost, I don't want to say you're almost forced into it.
Because the RGB fans are cheaper than the non-RGB fans.
Well, that and all of the stuff you buy, like a lot of, I don't want to call it necessarily high end, but a lot of the good quality, like even motherboards or GPUs or things already have RGB in them. I know you can turn it off or whatever, but you're kind of being forced almost into using it because it's there. So then you're like, well, I don't want just this one little thing lighting up. I want, a whole bunch of things. Or the case. So many of the cases already have it built in. So I do like it. It adds a nice ambiance, but I don't like the big, like I said, the big sparkly.
You said ambiance. Referring to your computer.
Of the glow.
I'm going to set the ambiance.
Yes.
Welcome to the Tech Chit Chat Show.
So
I do notice your background definitely does have a better ambiance than my background. So well done.
Well, I don't know if I should I send you into
seizure warning? Seizure warning.
Seizure warning. Let me see if I can connect to my light here. While we're doing that, do you want to talk about Cove? Congratulations, by the way.
Sure. Yeah. So recently I been working with a team that released a casual puzzle game called Corgi Cove, which has been developed for longer than we had intended. I think we had mentioned it here briefly before. I can't remember. But yeah, it's a kind of a casual puzzle indie puzzle game where you control a corgi who has to solve synchronous puzzles. I think there's the video there too if you close out that window.
Okay.
Maybe that in the first one. Yeah, so you can see some of the gameplay there. Yeah, you solve like these synchronous puzzles as this corgi. We have some like kind of just some fun level navigation that you do in first person mode, and then you go into like this kind of like top down view for solving puzzles. Yeah, so this one's kind of again a longer. It's a simple looking game, but game development's not easy.
No, it looks cool. You know what? It like gives me a like a Wolfen. I know the game's not Wolfenstein, but when you're walking in that that level,
yeah,
it looks kind of like Wolfenstein.
Yeah, we wanted to add some fun. So yeah, when you're navigating between the puzzles, it's in that first person view. And just to have some fun, go into the it doesn't have to be that way. We could have been simpler, but it was to kind of like touch on like that older. Yeah, if you played those older games, you're like, yeah, this feels familiar. And, yeah, so we just recently launched this, I think last Tuesday, I believe it was.
Awesome.
Yeah, so out the door.
I think Yoshi's excited about it.
Well, yeah, so Yoshi. Well, I'm slurring my words today. Yoshi actually is the one.
Happened?
I think the trailer finished. So I believe, I know Yoshi is the one who worked on the soundtrack for this game. So all of the background music he's responsible for, which he did a great job. So good job Yoshi on that one.
Yeah, which I actually hear in my headphones right now.
Oh, you do?
That's probably not coming through the stream, but I
know
from the video. So, and then Cody was involved in it.
Yeah, so Cody, who sometimes chimes on here. Cody, if you're watching, hello. Yeah, Cody's the one responsible for the graphics, the corgi itself, and the levels and stuff. So he's the one who did the art on the game. So
cool.
Trying to grow as a team with this game has been good. So it's over on Steam.
Cool. So available now. Go pick it up. You will not regret it.
Not guaranteed. Maybe you will. It's okay. It's not the yeah. Go ahead.
No, I'm excited for you guys. It's I know you've been working on that for a while, so I'm excited for you guys.
Yeah.
So, should we go into seizure mode?
Sure, let's go.
Which seizure do we want? A cop car?
Oh, yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Sorry for all of you on the podcast.
Yeah.
We can also do fire truck.
Yeah.
Party. Ooh. My neighbors are all wondering what's going on here now. Lightning. So yeah, well.
I like the police one. That one I really liked.
Yeah,
we should actually use that on a stream sometime. Like when we reach 100 subscribers, we reached 100 subscribers, and we can like celebrate.
So anyway, Thomas, that looks familiar. I think he's talking about Corgi Cove.
Yes, it should look familiar to you.
He did some testing, so
yeah, he was testing, and then he found a bug, and he's like, I broke it. So he's like, I'm like, all right, thanks. I wasn't surprised when Thomas found a bug because he seems to be able to do that. So
yeah. Well, let's jump over to our question of the day. Have you ever been banned from an online game? Steven.
Have I ever been banned from an online game? You know what? Not that I can remember. I feel like possibly I've been banned by accident for like talking too much or something. Like, it was like you've been suspended for spamming the chat. Like maybe that's happened. Gotcha. Which you have a funny story. You had something kind of happen.
Well, I have two stories. So the first one, I don't know that they had things as I can't even remember if you could get banned back in the day, playing SOCOM on the PS2. There was a glitch where you could go under. If you laid down and moved sideways, you could go through doorways
Right.
that you weren't supposed to go through.
Yeah.
So that one, and then you could get up on balconies and people didn't know where you were and different things like that. So I didn't get banned, but I may have been blocked, my IP address blocked from Discord for an hour because somebody in my family was spamming their friends too much. So, yes. Yoshi says he's been banned. Congratulations. Club Penguin, Thomas.
True. Penguin? Yeah. You got blocked from Penguin chat?
Yeah, sure you were hacked, Cody. So Cody says he was banned from RuneScape, but he says it was because he was hacked. I don't know there, Cody. All right, I'll believe you.
Cody's not the type to get banned.
I did. So sorry, you said you got blocked or banned, do you think, from chatting too much? But that's it.
There was actually one place I got. So it was back. I didn't get the ban hammer from it was like a really online game. I was playing Rogue Spear, Rogue Spear in an online match. And I, like you and SOCOM 2, like that, I found an exploit where if you fire, there was an invisible wall that you couldn't get through, but if you fired your gun at the right point, break you through somehow. And you could get behind a wall and you could see through the level. And you could.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you could shoot through like brick walls from the outside and things.
But people couldn't see you or shoot at you. And I learned of it, and I did use it for one match. And I rightly got kicked from that match. And I was like, yeah. Yeah, I should. And they were right. It was like, yeah, that was bad. So that was Rainbow Six. That was like Rogue Spear back in the day. And, yeah, I think other than that, I'm not sure if I ever got for it. That was legitimate.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Club Penguin, Thomas. Yeah, apparently Club Penguin's easy to get banned. It's a children's platform. It's easy to get banned. Yeah. Where people even try to get it's kind of almost but Club Penguin's gone. So
awesome. Well, shall we wind it down there? That was a fun episode.
Yeah,
in a while, and a few learning curves and glitches with this software, but I think we'll get the hang of it shortly.
So before we go, can you turn on the pizzazz mode?
Show off pizzazz mode.
Remember, we were debating
the background, but the let's find it here. It's under designs, I think.
Debating if we should have this on the whole time or not. For you guys.
You were talking about the rolling blocks in the corners.
Yes, look at that fanciness.
Down in the corner. Sorry for you guys on the podcast.
Our portal cube. Look at that. So.
And if it was Christmas, we could also.
Happy New Year.
Lots of fun.
So, yeah, we're still learning. Yeah. Well, Ken, you're the one who the platform there.
Yeah, so still learning this, but it's we'll get the hang of it here. So
soon at 100 subscribers again, guys. We're looking to upgrade to 1080p. So if you'd like to see it upgraded, feel free to jump on over to YouTube and subscribe here. You don't have to, but if you'd like to, and hopefully it'd be nice to see the podcasting platform get picked up more. So just see where things go with this. So.
Yes. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening today. We will be back soon, hopefully. And until next time, bye-bye and take care.
See you guys.